Hey everyone, this is Joe in General, your resident reason and evidence enthusiast. It is your weekly Bitcoin price analysis update. It's Wednesday, the 26th of April 2017. Along with the Bitcoin price, I'll also be touching upon again an altcoin called Einsteinium, giving you an update on that price. Plus, I'll be introducing a coin I haven't spoken about before. It's called SIA coin, or SC. That's its index on Poloniex. I want you to have at least a look at that one too. But onto the Bitcoin price. Of course, we're using the bitcoinwisdom.com website. It's the Bitstamp exchange and it's priced in US dollars. Now, last week we were sitting a little bit above $1,200 at 1206 USD. And we just come off a nice healthy retracement down past through the 61.8 percentile Fibonacci level, and that's calculated from this high here of 1350 and this low of 891. So that was a nice healthy retracement, and we had come back up, and what I was talking about is we wanted to see, for some healthy growth, a pierce above the 78.6 level, or $1,250 roughly, and that start trading in a range between 1250 and its previous all-time high of 1350. Since then, we have pierced above that 78.6 level, so we have gone past 1250, and we're currently sitting at 1283. The ticker's just gone to 1283. So if we punch into the one-day time frame, it didn't go up every day for the last 10 days. It did have a little bit of a dip, and that's very healthy. So we did see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of trading where it did finish higher than the previous day. And then we have had a nice little retracement again, and that was from about 1250 down to 1200. And since it quickly did come back up, and then we did pierce above this 78.6 level, of 1250. And this is where we are right now. Now, I don't think we're going to see a test of the 1350 all-time high before we see a little bit of another red candle retracement. That's usually what happens. If you notice the pattern here on the one-day time frame, very rarely, it does happen, but very rarely do you see a number of green candles more than, say, 7. It does happen. Sometimes you'll get 8 or 9 days in a row where it's green candles, but usually it's around about 4, 5, or 6. 6 usually is kind of stretching it. It will go further than that. It will go longer than that, but the average is kind of 4 days, 5 days, maybe 6 days of up days on the daily time frame before we see a little bit of a red candle. If you go back, jump onto bitcoinwisdom.com and the Bitstamp exchange and just have a look through and count the number of green candles in a row. And there will be times like here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 days, but that's pretty rare. A lot of the time it's 3 or 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So quite likely, I think we're going to top out intermediately, that is, at this little high here, where it was hitting the top end of this longer term trend channel. Again, you guys know this longer term trend channel, my subscribers. It was topping out here. It hit that level, hit that line at approximately 1298. Let's call it 1300. It was about 1298. 1300, let's call it. So I think we'll see in the very short term, over the next day or two, we'll have a run up to, I think, this previous level here of 1300, and then we'll just see one of those nice little healthy red candles. It might not be as far as this one, as not like, say, a $50 drop, but we could potentially come back and hit this previous 78.6 level of 1250. But I don't think certainly that we'll go all the way up till 1350 within the next number of days. So we will see a nice healthy retracement. Might be another good opportunity to get that by that tiny little dip. Now, I'm not saying that the price is going to go completely skyward from here. If you've been watching my weekly updates for the last few weeks, I have been talking about definitely a chance of hitting this bottom end of the trend channel. I have been calling the end of, or that we won't see the $1,000 psychological barrier broken significantly. I still hold true to that. But again, we could see a trading range. We could come down to here maybe over time. But I don't think we're going to break through straight away through to 1350. We're definitely going to break through it at some point, but I don't think it'll be in the next few days at least. We will have a little bit of a healthy retracement. Of course, if you want to know where I think the price is going to go over the longer term, check out my video called Bitcoin Price Prediction for 2017. I'll give you a link. You can check out the end screen. I'll put a card in there, link in the info section, and I'll put a pinned comment below this video as well. So plenty of opportunities to check out that video. So that's the Bitcoin price for now. On to Einsteinium. Now, last week and the week before, this is the coin I've been talking about. It's a coin I recommend that you get into, and I was talking about getting into it at around about the 500 mark. It was actually at about 517, and that was a couple of weeks ago. Since then, it did have this very big rise up to a top of 1360, and that it did retrace back down. Now, last week, we were hovering around about 850. The last price was 858, and we had come down to around about 800, and I was saying that it might be another short-term buying opportunity because we might be seeing higher prices eventually breaking through this 1360 price. So since this price of around about 850 or 800, where I said it might be a good opportunity to get in, it did actually come down, and this was around about here where I was talking about it, about 850 or so. It was around about here. Now, it did since then come down and break through 800. It got down to a low of 774. This is after I had done the video. It did come down to 774, and not long after that, it rose back up, and we actually went way above the 1,000 mark, and we hit a top of 1,071. So that might have been a good opportunity for you guys to get in around about 800, and I hope you did some selling here around about 1,000. But since then, we have had a retracement, and we're back down to this sort of 780, 800 level. Now, I'm going to be a bit more cautious now. With this, I don't want to say to you guys this is a definite buy. I'm still holding Einsteinium. I do think the price will be going higher eventually. So this could be a buying opportunity for you guys. But what I do recognize is the volume is a lot lower than it was when it was having its large rise here. But that tends to happen on a large rise. You get a lot of volume, and then the volume does tend to taper off once this explosive high happens. I do think Einsteinium has a ways to go. I do think it has another leg up, but that is just me. So I'm not going to give you a strong buy signal. Do your own research. If it is going to come down further, another good buying opportunity may be around here at about 630. I do have some buy orders in there. However, it remains to be seen. I'm not sure. I've got to keep watching this chart pretty closely. And I might possibly even take out those buy orders. I'm just not sure yet. So this is kind of up in the air for me with this one. I do think it has the potential to go higher. I haven't sold all of my Einsteinium, but I'm not going to say 100% that I think it is going to go back to the all-time high and higher. It is my feeling though, but that do your own due diligence, do your research on Einsteinium. Okay, on to a coin called Sia Coin. And this is on the Poloniex website, and its index is SC, and I like it in the short term, and I'll tell you why. But first we have to punch out to the longer term time frame and have a look where it's been previously. Let's zoom in for you people watching on your cell phones. And back in June of last year, we did see a high of 178. Now, we did have a long downtrend, and it did bottom out at a low of 15. Since then, though, we have had an uptrend. We have been in an uptrend, and we've had a nice steady uptrend with some consolidation over time. But just recently, since, let's see, it was about early March this year, Sia coin has been on a little bit of a tear. Not a huge tear, but a little bit of a tear. So we have had some higher highs and higher lows. And we did have a big rise here, all the way from 52 all the way up to 87. It has since consolidated a little bit. It has consolidated down to 56, but we have since risen back up. Now, I actually bought some Sia coin a little while ago when it was around about 73. I was thinking there was a nice little pattern being set up here of some higher lows, and I thought it might take off from there, but it didn't. It's gone all the way back down to 56. I haven't bought any more though. I've held on to those 73 because I do think personally, and now do your own due diligence of course, I do think that is going to see definitely going past 73, and I think we are going to see some new highs after this level of 87 is broken. But I'll give you the reason why I think it is going to go higher. Of course, again, I could be wrong. So please do your own due diligence. But this little pattern here, which has been starting over the last couple of days. So we came down from this low here of 57, which didn't break through the low here of 56. And we came up to 67, consolidated down to 62. Then we went up to 70, had a quick retracement down to all the way down to 62 again, but then a nice steady rise back up to a newer intermediate high of 71. We did consolidate back down, but now we're kind of consolidating here around about 66, and we're currently at 68. So I think personally, this might be an opportunity to get some short-term gains. I think it's going to retest at least this high here of 79. So you might want to consider putting in a buy order at around about 66, 67, 68, and maybe consider a short-term sell at around about your 78, 79. I'm in it for the slightly longer term. I do think it's going to break above this 87 level here, and the level in which I think it's going to hit and probably not break through it for quite a while because of a big sell wall. The level here is 96, and I'll show you why. Let's zoom in. And here you can see you've got some decent Bitcoin walls here. But when we scroll down through, there's a large level there of 26 and 30 Bitcoins at the level of 74 and 75. So that's going to be a wall to break through. So maybe if you are going to buy at, say, 66, 67, 68, maybe consider selling before this not little, but this sort of medium-sized buy wall here. But in terms of comparing it to another sell wall, if you take a look right up here, here's a massive sell wall at 97, 98, 99, and 100, and let's include 101. That's a lot of Bitcoin to chew through. But just before here, you've got this level here of 96. That's where my sell order is. So I think it's going to come up to probably at least 96 after it breaks through 87. And that's my opinion on Sia coin. If you'd like to stay updated on the Bitcoin price and other altcoins, please hit the subscribe button on my channel here, Joe in General. Of course, I do more than just Bitcoin analysis. I talk about politics, economics, firearms, preparedness, breaking news, and a whole lot more. So please hit that subscribe button, of course, hit the like button, and please send me a comment as well. Thanks very much, guys. Stay safe, stay informed. Speak soon.